Okay, well, you know what today is. It's the beginning of May. And you know what happens at the beginning of every month in Suzanne world is Suzanne.
Used to be your period. What is it now?
Now it's SUZANNE Selects. It's much more fun than my period. That's what people, when I started writing books about hormones, I got so many letters from women saying, you mean, am I going to get my period again? Well, actually, some women do when they go back on hormone replacement of a certain age. But at my age, from like 50, 60 on, you don't have any eggs left. Menopause should be called egglessness. You don't have any eggs. And so many women in the beginning of the writing of those books would write and go, I don't want to get pregnant. I go, oh, don't worry. No, you won't. You need eggs to get pregnant. And when we're teenagers, right, we got eggs up the gazoo, but I have no eggs left, and that's a good thing. So, Al, you don't have to worry. We're not going to have any more children.
Okay, well, I wouldn't mind having another one, because now you would understand how to do
Yeah.
If anyone could be 74 and have a baby, it would be you.
Yeah. So
you could figure it out.
So Caroline posted this candid shot she took of me and her daughter, my granddaughter Camellia, and it was last weekend. And around the house, I have kind of, you know how you have that standard uniform that you take off when you go to bed at night and you throw it on the chair at the end of the bed and it's just sort of waiting for you and you just step into it again. And I sort of wear those short jeans every day here because it's hot and they're not tight and they're comfortable. And she comes down the stairs and she's in the same jeans, and so Caroline took a picture and then she posted it, and it's been everywhere. I'm sure you've seen it.
Has that gone viral?
Oh my God, Alan even got a call from the Today Show in Australia. They want to do a piece on it. So it kind of goes global. And then I thought, well, you know, I sell my age. What I'm saying is it ain't over. And one of the comments that I heard from a friend of mine said, well, that's what it looks like when you have money. And I thought, no, money has nothing to do with it. And I have money with a really small m. So I thought, you know, it's kind of great for what it is, the message that we're putting out. And the few news agencies that have called me want to know, you know, what's your secret? And I go, my secret is simple. Hormones and tequila. And you all know that that's true. Hormones are a definite game changer, no doubt about it. Alan's been on hormones, what, 25 years now?
Yep.
25 years. And look at him. This is what 84 can look like. I've been on them probably for 30 years now, and I've never looked back. Caroline's been on them. It allows you to remain you. And if you've lost you, you can get you back without drugs. These are bioidentical hormones, biologically identical to the human hormone, an exact replica of what your body once made or still makes a little bit of.
Okay.
Yeah. What?
Dear Fowler, why have they changed the box that SUZANNE Selects is sent in?
No, they haven't.
They have not changed the box. We just switched to a new shipping company, and a very small number of SUZANNE Selects went out in their shipper box before they got their act together.
Oh.
So I apologize if some of you got the wrong box. That problem has been fixed, and it's just some of the growing pains of working with a new company. But I hope you're all experiencing faster shipping.
And they got the wrong box, but the same stuff was in it, right? Caroline?
Yeah, the same
Can you move her closer to me?
Get the memo about the box.
Move her closer to me.
Okay.
She's a little far away from me.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the end of that. That won't happen again.
And Sharon, thank you very much for bringing that to our attention.
Yeah.
Our team went, we had a couple people who let us know, and our team went over there and they had a good meeting, and you know, there are always a couple little bumps and things when you start up with a new company, but overall a lot of you have been telling me how much faster your shipping is, so I'm thrilled to hear that.
So Beverly Marie says, hi Suzanne.
Hi.
You look great as always.
Hi, Beverly. Thank you.
Well, Beverly, How about me? Okay.
Yeah, well, come on, Mr. Fragile Ego. Let's get yourself in the picture here.
Yeah, okay.
Come over and show them how hot you are.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You were the other night, I was looking at you at dinner, and I kind of liked it. He shaved today, though.
Okay, I did.
He shaved his beard off.
Yeah,
he was looking...
Grizzly.
Yeah, but it looks good. I was starting to like it, although it's when I hold you,
Well,
it's
you've
a little
always liked
scratchy.
sailors, you know.
I have not. I've only known one sailor in my life, and that was my brother Dan. Well,
What?
what do you have to say
No,
to the
actually,
ladies?
I feel a
You
little.
look cute, Alan.
Yeah,
I feel a little sort of naked without my beard. It's weird
I like it.
because for
I like it
a
all.
week I've been going like this.
Yeah.
Okay, and then all of a sudden it's like, huh? And you know what a beard does?
No.
It protects all the
Hides the wrinkles.
crapola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we girls should start wearing beards. I could grow one if I wanted to.
I knew a bearded lady.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
In the circles, in the circle.
Oh.
Yeah, in the circus.
Oh. Oh.
I used to work for a circus. It lasted 2 weeks. It was a little tiny circus.
I didn't know you worked in a circus.
Yeah. Used to tour around.
54 years, and I'm just finding out you worked
Well,
in a
there are other
circus.
things that you don't know about me too. I like to save a few things in my back pocket. Okay. So for those days when you're yawning and looking at me and probably thinking, why am I with this person?
That would never enter my mind.
Well, that's
I am
because now I've now
100%
suggested
happily
it to
married.
you. Yeah. Now that I've suggested it to you, you'll probably start thinking about
Yeah, I won't be thinking about
it.
that.
Okay.
Where would I go? I'm a 74-year-old woman.
Well, you wouldn't go very far in this town.
No.
Okay.
Anyway,
So I have
isn't
to.
he cute?
I have to. Thank you. Isn't she beautiful?
Thank you. Thank
Do you
you.
realize that we have been together nonstop for 41 years now? I mean, really,
nonstop part, yeah.
married longer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we have not spent 1 minute apart, not one night, not 1 minute apart in a little over 40 years.
I knew you in my other lives because I knew that the day that I met you. I walked into that studio and I knew you. I knew you.
So if that's the case, then the first night you slept with me, if you knew me in a previous
Yeah, it
life,
was like the
was not the first
Yeah,
night.
it was like the millionth time.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you've been in all my lives, and
Wow.
Bruce has been in all my lives, and you both. I did one of those. I was a big reader of. Don't move that too far away from me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
because I'm going to
moving
reach
back.
for that.
Well, when I go, I have to go back.
Okay, but you're thin and you can do-si-do.
I can't. I have to go back.
So I used to read all the Shirley MacLaine books, and when she had her stuff, not that she doesn't, but there was a period of time when I couldn't wait for her next book to come out. I just so admired the journey she was on, and I learned a lot through her. And she mentioned that she had gone to the Light Institute in Galisteo, New Mexico. And Bruce and Carolyn had been at this inn in Galisteo, New Mexico. And so it was my birthday, whatever year that was. Do you remember how old I was? It was like 30s or 40s, I don't know.
It was probably 20 years ago.
Okay, 20 years ago. And
Oh, no, it was 30 years ago.
okay.
Because we didn't have kids yet.
Oh, yeah, you didn't. And so I said to Alan, he said, what do you want for your birthday? I said, I know you're going to think this is dumb, but I'd really like to go to that place that Shirley MacLaine went, that they regress you into past lives, because what if? And I said, it's expensive. It was like, what, $300? Or how much was it? I don't remember.
Can't remember.
It was more than that.
Yeah, I'm thinking a day. It was a 4-day thing. I said, it's 4 days. It's a couple hours a day, and during those couple hours you can ride off and buy tamales at that little groceria on the corner and sit on a bluff and eat tamales. And he's happy doing that.
Yep.
So I went, and it was the most interesting experience. You lay on a bed. First thing, it's like an adobe room, nice room. You lay on this like a massage table, and she asks you to take your clothes off while she waits in another room. I thought, why do I have to take my clothes off to regress into another life? But all right, I'm paid and I'm all in, so I did it. But I was covered with a sheet, and she stands behind me, and I'm lying like you do for a massage, and she holds her hands over me, and said some kind of prayer, and all of a sudden, have you ever cried when you're lying on your back and the tears fall down into your ears? All of a sudden, these tears started falling into my ears, and she's saying this thing. She said, "Look what's happening, Suzanne. Open your eyes." I opened my eyes, and there was like color coming from her hands to my body. And then she regressed, and all of a sudden, I was in another land, and it was familiar to me. And it was, the word Mesopotamia keeps coming up in my mind. How do I know? I've never been to Mesopotamia. But there was water, and all the women were wearing burqas. I guess I was too. And they all had pots on their head. And I went into the water, and I go into the water, and then I'm a fish, and then I come out of the water, and I'm in another land. It was kind of interesting. So this went on for 4 days, 2 hours a day, and in pretty much every single life, Alan was there in some form, Bruce was there in some form. Strangely, Caroline was there in a few of the lives, because I always felt when I met Caroline that night at Bruce's birthday party that I knew her. But Alan and Bruce, sometimes Bruce was my dad or my sister or my mother or my daughter, and Alan was sometimes, my father or my brother or whatever. We changed roles, and I don't live by it. I'm glad I did it. It was frivolous money to spend. Is it real? I don't know. Was I hypnotized? I don't know. I just sort of enjoyed the experience of the possibilities of what if there are, they say, and this is hard for me to even understand, that the life we live is linear, meaning that all the lives we've lived are all happening right now at the same time. I can't even comprehend that, can you? But there was something going on, and it wasn't like my imagination was that fertile to think it all up. So that was like the weirdest thing I've ever done, but I'm glad I did it. I experienced something, and we're not alone. And maybe this is not all there is, and that's kind of a nice thought too. And I've always believed that we've been here before, we'll be here again. And
excuse me 1 second, Suzanne. Alan, is there a reason you're putting your finger in front of the camera?
I just discovered I was doing that because Maddie Johnson said Al's finger. And I looked at my finger trying to figure out what's wrong with my finger. And then I looked up at the screen, and there was my finger.
Al finger in front of her
Yeah,
face.
I was just trying to improve things.
he's like a 4-year-old. He has to touch. I hate in the morning when he says, "Give me your phone." I go, "Don't," because he presses buttons. And then, what are you doing, Alan?
What?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Yeah, you're touching it with your fingers again.
Okay, I won't touch it.
No, don't.
Okay.
Don't. Because the Facebook people have had to be patient with us so far. We didn't start on time for them.
Okay.
And so you be nice to the Facebook people.
Okay, I apologize, Facebook people. That was my finger up in the upper right-hand corner.
And it is, for those of you who joined late and are thinking that you missed it, no, it is Suzanne Selects. Suzanne is going to reveal the box in May. She was just telling an interesting story. And Alan was, I don't even know what he was doing, but he was
You never know.
Finger.
He
didn't mean it that way.
Yeah, you never know with Al. Okay, here's the Suzanne Selects box for May. Those of you who don't know what it is, if you sign up for the subscription box, every month you get a surprise box. Based on the theory that I believe that women love to get presents even if we buy them for ourselves. And the first catalog I ever was aware of, and it happened to coincide with the first year of Three's Company where I had a little bit of money. It was the Tiffany catalog. I bought so much useless stuff from Tiffany's. If you knew me, you got a keychain from me. If you knew me, you got an Elsa Peretti pen or whatever. I just couldn't believe that I could press these buttons, and no, I wasn't pressing buttons. It was all done by phone. I could call up and order, and then a present would arrive in the mail, and I loved it, and I paid for it. So it's not like I wasn't surprised, and I paid for it, but I got as delighted as though somebody sent me a present. And that is how we decided how fun that you all can get a present every month. And also a great way, he's going to show you the deal in a minute, but it's a great way to try products of ours that maybe you thought about or didn't think about, and this way you'll get them and try them. So show them the deal, and then I'll show them what they get.
Okay, today, the retail value is $138, and the Selects price is $40. Okay? SuzanneSomers.com. Great. Every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. And by the way...
And Caroline, you tell them how they can opt out if they want, or they're not obligated. We're not trying to
It is a subscription box, so you sign up and then you decide how frequently you want to get it. You can get it every month or every 2 months or every 3 months. But you can order one box and cancel it. So if you just want this box today, that's totally available to you. Or maybe you get it twice and then money gets a little tight and you want to put it on pause. We make it really easy for you. If you go to our website, there's always a live person that you can speak with during business hours, and you can also log into your own account and change your preferences. But if you're not technically savvy and it's easier for you to talk to a human, we always make it really easy for you.
We do. And it's not like, you know those 1-800 commercials on TV? They know that I'm out there. And Alan, I watch them, and then all of a sudden, Alan sees me lean over, usually to get my iPhone to order. He goes, "Are you kidding? Are you ordering that?" And I don't know. When a 1-800 commercial is compelling, I can't resist it. I'm their perfect customer. Perfect. But I ordered these supplements that I wanted to try.
And by the way,
yeah,
you don't recall.
You don't know that I don't recall.
A very prestigious award in the marketing industry. You received the Distinguished Marketer of the Year.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
That?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your point?
I don't remember.
Oh.
By the way, people are having
His
trouble.
point is that you're susceptible to the 1-800 and you're given the award for being the best in the business. And people are drooling. They want to know what's in this box, ma'am.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
By the way,
But anyway, what I was going to say, Caroline was right about what?
Whatever she just said.
Oh, what I was saying about the 1-800 is, so I ordered these supplements, and then all of a sudden I was on an auto ship thing where they started coming every month, and I hadn't even used them yet, and it made me really angry. And so we do not do that to you. All right. Ta-da, ta-da! Today is, you've got a clever name for it, the Ultimate Hair Kit. Caroline?
Yes, it's right in front of you. The Ultimate Hair Care Kit.
That's her way of scolding me. Ultimate Hair Care
I was trying
Kit.
to read it upside down.
Oh, okay. All right. Ultimate Hair Care Kit. She names these things. Okay. See, for those of you who don't know, it says surprise inside. Getting excited. Okay. Inside. I almost wore this dress today, and I am kind of glad I did. I also have it in yellow.
What is that?
Okay, this is the what's in it.
Be careful of your blouse. There's air blowing under.
I know, but it's like many layers. You're not going to see anything. But I've got it's so hot. We've got the fans on. I'm like, so menopausal.
As long as you're in control, I just didn't want you to end up with a
No.
full Maryland on us.
No, this is not Sharon Stone, who wrote such a nice thing. Such a nice thing. I'm going to call her. I'm going to call Sharon. I want to talk to her. I have thoughts on that, but let me tell you this. Okay, hair. If ever you've had to stay in bed for a year like I did, where the back of my hair just fell out, hair, skin, and nails, and falling on and breaking my neck and my spine was very stressful.
The surgeon also had to shave
and then the surgeon shaved the back of my head without any thought of, let's keep her hair. Anyway, it's all grown back now, but I thank these guys here. It's to really get it going, it's 4 a day, and hair, skin, and nails.
Listen, if you guys have heard of hair supplements before, Suzanne's, as she does with everything, hers is loaded. It's not just biotin. Of course you get biotin, but she also has keratin and collagen peptides and silicone. And it's like she's created this like the best super multivitamin specifically for your hair to help support hair, skin, and nail health and growth. And it's amazing.
And
By the way,
yeah.
you can't see it.
What?
With your shirt or blouse
Yeah.
jumping around.
Yeah.
Looks like you got a couple of squirrels under there fighting for the nuts.
Oh, but do you notice my shoes match my top? Can you see my shoes?
Can I see your shoes?
It's about the shoes.
Not on my screen, but
Oh.
maybe
Oh.
you can.
The next thing that's in the
Hey,
box.
Suzanne, before you move on, I just want you guys to know Hair, Skin, and Nail Renew on its own is $59.99.
Okay,
You're getting the entire box today for $40. And this is one of Suzanne's top selling supplements.
because I find that women complain about losing hair at midlife now, and we're in a stressful time in the world right now. And so the hair takes a hit during stress. So do nails. So does your skin. And I can't live without the hair, skin, and nails. One of the things that happens when you have a broken neck is swallowing is a little hard. So for me, I grind these up and put them in my smoothie. Ooh, but it makes it go down easier for me. And however, that's how much I want it. I'm not going to miss out on it. Okay, the next.
Also, so, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a whole box full of supplements, and on the nights where I just can't bear taking everything, you know what I always take? My hair, skin, and
Yeah.
nail renew because I'm vain.
Yeah,
I want to make sure my nails are strong and my hair is strong and growing.
Yeah, but think about it. Your hair is a big part of your look. And when you were losing your hair, you were stressed. Or you were stressed in general, and that's what caused the hair loss. And then the hair loss caused more stress. And wow, when you brush your hair and the hair comes out, it's just it's depressing, and
Yeah.
you're out of control. So anyway,
Yeah, and that bottle is a month's supply. Holly Shields was just asking 4 pills a day, and that's a 1 month supply.
yeah. The next thing we have is our volumizing hair elixir. And you spray it on after you wash your hair and just rub it into the roots. And it doesn't make your hair grow, but it supports hair growth. That's the best I can do in terms of what they allow us to say. I would go much further than that myself.
Volume begins at the root.
Yeah, volume begins at the root.
This volumizing
Right.
hair elixir that you spray.
I use
at
it every
the
day.
root, and that helps support volume in your hair.
I use it every day, and Al uses this every day. Plus, Al takes the hair, skin, and nails, and you just saw his hair. At 84, men don't have hair like that. His hair's so thick, and we try to cut it once a month. It's beyond us. It just keeps growing and growing. When your hair is growing, it means you have inner health, and so we're giving your inner health a little boost with the things that hair likes in terms of being productive and growing for you and making for shiny, beautiful hair. Then the next thing, this. Is this my favorite product? I was asked that last night at a dinner party. This is my favorite product, our volumizing activating serum. It's not volumizing. Volumizing is the hair elixir. Activating serum. It's made from meadow foam seed oil and meadow foam, and what's the other thing that's in there? Meadow foam and kapuasu is in there.
Abyssinian seed oil.
Abyssinian seed oil. Yeah, right. Okay, so it's this, I don't know, I use about 8 of these pumps. And I pull it through my hair when I put the elixir on. Then I wash it, then I condition it with our volumizing shampoo and conditioner. Then I put the elixir on after I've towel dried it. And then I put this activating serum. You know how smooth my hair is? You know, it makes my hair look like I've had it done every day, and I don't. It's about this. This allows you to be your own hairdresser. You put it on. Okay, so after you put it on, you blow dry your hair with your dryer. Haphazard. You don't have to do a good job. Okay, now you got it dry, but you got all this stuff already on it. You take your flattening iron, and I'll tell you what to do about curly hair. You take your flattening iron, you take pieces, and you just go blip, 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 all the way around, and you end up with this if you want straight hair. If you want curly hair, you blow dry your hair haphazard. You put this all over your hair at the roots and pull it out and scrunch and scrunch and scrunch, and it gives you the most beautiful, relaxed curls. My granddaughter Daisy, I don't know if you've seen her, look her up, Daisy. She's a great singer, but she has the world's greatest hair. And I am so grateful. She loves having this natural curly hair. It's this big pompadour of curly hair. And she said that she can't live without this. She said the reason my hair looks so good is because of this. So
it's true. Whether you wear your hair, whether you want it silky straight or you want curls without frizz, this is the anti-frizz styling treatment that also is really, really, really good for your hair.
Really good for your hair. So it doesn't make your hair grow, but when you put it on the bottom, it coats the bottom of the hair. So when the flattening iron comes in, it cooks the activating serum into the bottom of the hair, so it stops breakage. And when you stop breakage, your hair gets longer because you're not breaking off all the time. So if just...
And usually when you're using a flat iron, you'll use it anyway, but you know it's going to trash your hair.
Yeah,
but when you coat the hair shaft with the True Brazilian Activating Serum, it's all those amazing nutrients that are pulled from the rainforest in Brazil and all over the world. You know, Suzanne and her formulator have just pulled the best of the best. It coats the hair, it smooths the cuticle, and then when you bake it in with the flattening iron, you're actually creating a protective shield on your hair, and your hair is shiny and smooth and amazing.
She's right. Couldn't have said it better myself. In fact, you keep talking and I'll just smoke air cigarettes.
I love that product.
I love the product.
That product.
It's
I have frizzy hair.
It's the one product.
It's been a
yeah.
game changer.
And your daughters use it, and Daisy uses it. The whole family uses it. Alan uses it on his hair. Come show them your hair. These curls are curls that he has, but he uses activating serum on them every day. Look at his hair.
But sometimes I feel like having straight hair.
And that's true.
So I put it on, and then I take like a little thing of our...
He's my girl.
What do you call it? The styling gel. Little, like a size of a dime, okay?
Yeah.
Go like that, go like that.
Okay.
And my hair
But that's not in the box today. But if you want the styling gel, which I use all the time too, sometimes I put it on, I stick it at the roots to get kind of when I want thick, full rock and roll hair.
I use this every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
But look how thick his hair is and how his curls are so beautiful.
You'd never know this is a rug. No, it's a good one. Huh?
At this age, he shouldn't have this hair, and he shouldn't have this volume of hair, and he shouldn't have these curls, but he does. And all he uses is everything I tell him to use. You know what's great? After 54 years with somebody, he does everything I tell him.
Dr. Somers.
I am.
By the way, what you didn't know about Dr. Somers, she has an honorary doctorate.
I do.
From National University.
I do.
She gave the, what do you call it?
The commencement.
Probably the greatest commencement speech I've ever heard in my whole life. And she made it up because what she was going to talk about, as soon as we got there and she walked up to the podium, she totally changed her mind. It was like one of those incredible, inspired speeches from the heart. It was great. And that's when they gave you your honorary doctorate.
Well, you know...
they didn't give me anything. Nothing.
I've always been very honest with you. I am self-educated, but I did get a scholarship to college. But in my first month, I got pregnant, and I went to a Catholic girls' college, which I don't know why. I was still trying to please my mom, and they didn't want a pregnant girl there. So, and it was better. I needed to be. I needed that time to just focus on Bruce. And when they pulled Bruce from my body, the words that came out of my mouth, I think I've told you this before, is I just looked at this beautiful little person who was staring at me like, oh my God, you're my mom? He looks so worried. Have you ever seen Bruce's first baby picture, Caroline?
Oh, it's so cute.
He looks more worried than any person I've ever known in my whole life. Like, what's this going to be? And I looked at this little face.
He's so worried.
And out of my mouth came, I promise I'm going to make a good life for you. And I did. It was by the seat of my pants, but I did. But anyway, so when I was asked to give this commencement speech at National University, which is a very large university of correspondence and in-person learning.
And they have campuses all over the country.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting about it is they accommodate you. They assume you didn't go to college, right out of high school.
Right.
So you're financing it yourself.
Yep.
And you probably have a job, and you need to, work around your job. They arrange that. That's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what speech I had planned. I never speak from notes.
We should own National University.
I don't know if you've ever seen me speak, but I never speak from notes. I know where I'm going to go. I know my subject. I tell the truth, so I can't mess up. You can't. If you tell the truth, you can't mess up. So I had something planned, but and the reason they wanted to know when they wanted me to be the commencement speaker, I got a call a couple of weeks before. What are your degrees? And I said, I have none, because they wanted to know what tassels to give me. So I walk in cap and gown and a hat with all these professors, and I'm the only one with no tassels. And but I didn't feel insecure. I thought, I'm obviously here because I'm supposed to be here, and I'm sitting with all these illustrious, educated people, and I'm watching the audience come in, and the audience was 13,000 people, and I'm up there on the dais watching these people come in, and it moved my heart, because these were single mothers with their 4 children, a husband and wife who were much older than of college age. Nobody looked typical. And so now I'm called up to give the commencement speech. And from the time I was sitting in my chair at the dais, I changed my speech to where I got to the podium. And I told the audience that. I said, this is not what I was going to talk to you about. But I watched you all walked in, and I am so impressed and so proud of all of you, because for whatever reason, when the logical next step from high school to college came, you weren't ready, or couldn't, or wouldn't, or didn't have the money, or whatever your life circumstances were. But for whatever reason, at this time in your life, you seized this once-in-a-lifetime window of opportunity, and you did it. You're here today as college graduates, and then the rest of the speech followed. So now I walk back to my seat without my tassels, and all these people who had tassels hanging off their heads are like this. And I'm thinking to myself, that was good. That was honest, and that's exactly what I wanted to say. And then I became aware of this silence. And the whole 13,000, it was silent. And I look, and the chancellor's standing at the podium, and he's looking at me. And I look at him, and he says, I said, me? So I walk over to him, and he said, because your books constitute a thesis, we want to give you your honorary doctorate in arts and letters. Can you imagine? That was one of the most moving moments of my life, and I treasure that certificate that says honorary doctorate. Now, I don't walk around insisting people call me doctor.
No, I call you doctor.
You call me doctor. But it gave me, I think at that time I had written maybe, 10 or 15 books. Now, it gave me the impetus to keep on writing. I've now written 27, and I swear, I had 3 books in my head that I've been thinking about while I've been recovering. But now there's a 4th one. I've got 4 books up here. So I know we're going to at least get to 31 books. Maybe by the time I'm done writing books, it'll be 50, but there's always more to say, isn't there? And the world changes so much. And what I'm finding right now is, I think, okay, I've done the bioidentical hormone thing, but no, there's a whole new crop of 50-year-olds now who are starting to not feel well. Just like when I first started writing, I started writing about this in my 40s, starting to not feel well. And I said to Alan, I think, gosh, all 4 of these books I want to write. Like, maybe I'll write them simultaneously. It's like I've got information in my head that's like wants to vomit out, but I really want to take care of this crop of 50-year-olds to let them know it ain't over, and that you can put yourself back together again, just like Humpty Dumpty, and live a life like we lived. And that's what I loved about the picture of my granddaughter Camellia and I. It's not, look at me, don't I look young? It's not that. It's, here are the possibilities when you eat right, love right, think right, and put yourself back to balance. Because as I say in my most recent book, A New Way to Age, aging is about worn out parts. We wear out in hormones. That's where we first start noticing it. That's the most violent decline that we experience. You can't sleep, you itch, you bitch, you cry, you're moody, you're gaining weight for no reason, your hair looks like crap, it's all frizzy and lifeless and dull, and your skin goes dull. Fun, huh? And so I know that that's the first decline, and I love the idea of taking this next generation and bringing them on board with all of us who've had the joys of achieving hormonal balance again. It's so great. But you have to have a tequila every night. When these news people are saying, you know, what's your secret? I said, it's simple, it's hormones and tequila. And they laughed, and I thought, but you know, I know this sounds dumb, but this tequila that Alan and I have at 5 o'clock every night, because we live in a retirement community here in the desert. Everybody has a cocktail at 5 o'clock. It's an hour a day. And I notice Bruce and Caroline are doing it now too, and it makes me happy. Mommy's happy you're drinking. They start their evening.
I would love to say you taught us to drink, but
yeah, but you weren't having a cocktail at night. I have to think that I had some influence on you with that, but maybe not. But this is an hour that Alan and I have, which is the hour I have with you, where it relaxes you. We talk, we listen to music. You know, we put my whole last Vegas act together, having our cocktail. I would sing to him at the bar, and sometimes we dance. I mean, the other day, remember we were dancing out here the other day, Alan? It was so sweet. Yep. How can that not be good for you? To have an hour a day where you just forget about your iPhone, and you forget about the news, and you forget about everything that's going on, and just live in the moment. It's like that thing I've said 3 times this week, but I want to keep pressing it home, because I've had so many of you respond to this quote that I'm paraphrasing. It's not mine, it's Buddhist, but I'm paraphrasing. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's not here yet. All you have is right now, this moment. And when you think about this moment, could this moment be any better? I'm with you, I'm with Al, I'm with Caroline. We've got this nice box, the weather's beautiful. I've got the 2 air conditioners on, blowing my shirt up, and my shoes, if you can't see them, match my shirt. I just want you to know I thought it all the way through, and my rings are kind of polka dot, and my earrings are polka dot.
Hey, you know what else you have that's black that matches?
What?
The 4th item.
Oh,
Suzanne Selects box.
She's right. I totally forgot. And then there's more, as they say in the 1-800 world, which I'm so susceptible to. Here is our new Detangling Suzanne Comb, and I love that it's matte black. Our last one was green because that was kind of the direction we were going in, but now we're into matte black. Oops. Don't use it with your earrings.
You guys, how many of you have that lime green?
I still do.
The summer size days back at home shopping.
I still do.
Have them all around my bathroom.
I know, but this is nice. This is actually a better comb than that one.
Yeah. We decided it was time for an upgrade.
Well, Caroline
and
puts
I like the black on black.
And it goes with my top too. It goes with my top. Caroline puts these select boxes together, and she thinks up the theme of them. She just happens to be my daughter-in-law, but there's no one else I would have hired or Alan would have hired for this job. We have a woman president who's in her 50s, and she is just magnificent at her job. We so treasure and appreciate you, Caroline.
Oh, thank you. I love my job. It's so much fun. There's always something new, and you're always coming up with so much great information that I just follow the trail of breadcrumbs and create the products that you talk about that can help us. And then they help people, so I feel really good about what I do.
Well, we're all doing what we should do, because I love what I do too. I was talking to someone today who is so filled with angst about what's not happening in her life and her business career, so filled with angst. I could hardly talk to her because I always say, when one door closes, crawl out a window. When you reach, like in my business, in show business, imagine if I was still trying to be the sitcom star. It'd be pathetic. It'd be desperate. And I'd be playing judges. Chrissy? Well, see, Chrissy twists her clothes and her knees knock because Chrissy's all insecure, and I studied little girls when I was doing her, and they all twist their clothes. Do you have grandchildren? They twist their clothes all the time. All the time. They're always twisting, and their eyes are nervous. And then they think about the rest of their body, so the knees go in. Oh God, I love being her. I heard a guy on the Oscars. Who was that? Somebody we all know. He had a beard and he's got a famous name.
Santa.
He was a presenter on the Oscars, and he said, they say when you're a great actor that you find the character and morph into them and become them. He said, that's never happened to me yet. And I thought, happened to me first time out. I swear, the moment that we start rehearsal or the show or the camera lights would go on, I morphed into that character, Chrissy Snow. Not year one. I was nervous year one. But if you watch from year 2 on, you see that the moment I become her, the posture changes, the shoulders go up, the eyes change, the hands do this, the knees go in, and I'm her. And while I was her, everything she said came from this moral code I created for her. She'd never tell a lie. She'd never steal anybody's husbands and boyfriend. In many ways, I got, through the character of Chrissy Snow, to live out the childhood that I thought I would have liked to have had. I had a dysfunctional childhood because of the violence of the alcoholism in our family with my father, who I've totally forgiven. And I hope you know that, Dad. I hope you know that. And Jack and Janet were the parents, and Chrissy was the daughter, wasn't it? That's really what that show was about. And Jack and Janet were always worried about Chrissy, and Chrissy was never going to get in any trouble. I think I was kissed once on the whole time, all those years I was on Three's Company, and it was the dumb cop. Do you remember the dumb cop?
Yeah.
And he was like the male version of Chrissy. Hey, Chrissy.
Right.
And he'd do the shoulder things, and
right.
He had the uniform and the badge, and of course Chrissy just loved him.
I remember the leg came out.
The leg, yeah. I decided I'd let him kiss me. I put my arms around his neck, and he lifted me up, and my legs behind me, this is Chrissy, came up. Oh, that was very cute, wasn't it? We should watch those. I haven't seen any Three's Company in years and years. What a delicious experience.
We haven't watched most of them.
No, I haven't seen most of the shows.
When they were in production, we didn't have time.
I'd like to watch those, and what I'm now starting to watch a little of are all my appearances with Johnny Carson, because, wow, that was lucky to be on his show so many times, and the rapport we had was very special. It was sexy, for sure, but not
Suzanne,
sexual.
I'm just going to jump in because right before you start, because you're about to start a new story, I would love to hear about this. I just want to let people know who are brand new that Suzanne Selects is a subscription box. Some of you are asking. You sign up, you can get this once a month or every 2 months or every 3 months, and it's only $39.99. It'll always be something different when you get it, and it's guaranteed to be worth at least $120. Today's box is worth $138, and it has 4 items in it. It has Suzanne's, one of her best-selling supplements, Hair, Skin, and Nail Renew, helps support the health and growth of hair, skin, and nails. It has her Volumizing Hair Elixir, which you spray on after you wash your hair. You spray it on wet hair at the root and massage it into your hair. Helps that fullness start from the root. And her True Brazilian Activating Serum, which is her #1 selling hair product. It is an amazing styling product. It helps support the growth and the strength of your hair. And it just helps your hair be no frizz and look like you just jumped out of a salon. And a brand new Suzanne Detangling Comb.
I'm loving the comb.
So just hoping you can jump on over to SuzanneSomers.com and join the many, many people who love to get this surprise box every month.
Hey, Al.
Yeah.
Would you put some more ice in here? Because my ice is all melted, and maybe a splash
Certainly.
of you know what. Because this is our cocktail hour. I know I'm bad, but you know what? I'm 74. Screw it. I can do it. You know what's great about
You can
being?
do what you want.
Yeah, at 74, screw it. You don't care what anybody thinks of you, and you just make all your decisions for yourself. I'm not going to become an alcoholic at 74. I just love my my nighttime date. Three days a week I have a date with all of you, and the rest of the nights I have a date with Al, and I love my life. I'm loving this stage of my life, and I never thought the 70s would be like this. I thought when you're in your 70s you'd start such deterioration and you'd spend a lot of time thinking about what used to be great. I don't live in the past. I live right now. I live in the present. This moment, yesterday's gone, tomorrow hasn't happened. This moment right now is all we've got. That's a great way to live. That's a great, it takes all the stress out of your life, and what will be will be. So, thank you.
That's like
right here. That's mostly
Right
ice,
here?
I hope. Yeah,
Right here.
thank you.
At your
I was
service.
having that conversation with your granddaughter today.
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, Violet is just getting ready to finish her 4th year of college, so she's finishing her big fashion design program, and she's got this big push because the big fashion show's coming up, but then what? And you start thinking about then what? And I said, listen, just finish your program.
Yeah.
Finish your program. You know exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
Your life will find you.
It will. I now really understand we're all on a journey. And if you follow the flow of your own personal, individual journey and not try to outthink it, if you follow your flow, you'll find yourself in the right place. I fought it for years. I'm sure you did too, Caroline. We all have. But that's part of the wisdom of aging. God, the wisdom that comes with aging is such a gift. And I wanted to tell you about Sharon Stone, who I know, and I am going to call her this week because they did an article about her in Vogue magazine, and I don't know if you know this, but Sharon Stone had a stroke a few years ago, and I knew that and I kind of forgot about it. I related to her because when you have a life-altering event like this year with me, fracturing my hip, and then falling and breaking my neck and my spine and re-breaking and re-fracturing my hip, it's pretty devastating. And you lie in bed and you have to survive. You can't feel sorry for yourself. And when I read this article about Sharon Stone, and the reason I had read it because I have a Google alert where I see when anybody mentions something about me, and she said, you have to move every day. You don't have to do a whole workout or anything. She said, you have to move. She said, I use Suzanne Somers ThighMaster. She said, and she used a word. Do you remember the word, Caroline? It was ideal or fantastic. It was something.
I have to look it up.
I think the ThighMaster, can you bring one over here? I think the ThighMaster is a genius. And whatever she said kind of alluded to that. But what she was saying was, I almost died, and I chose life. I could tell her wisdom started to pour because she is getting a second chance at life. and her thinking is wise. And her thinking is, I gotta move. I don't have to be a fanatic. I gotta every day wake up and think of the possibilities of what is and not of what could have been. And she has made it. She made it to the other side. And I related to her because so have I. I didn't let this injury keep me down. Anyway, this is what she was talking about, and I'm telling you, you can order this from SuzanneSomers.com. You don't need a gym. This works your upper body, it works your shoulders, your biceps, and then you put it between your knees, and you can't see, but here, I do 50 of these 2 and 3 times a day. And that's probably why I can wear short shorts. I didn't even think about it. But when I lost all that weight in surgery, I lost 21 pounds in 2 weeks. I went down to 100 pounds. That's not a good look on me. I now weigh, because I actively pursued it, 127 pounds. And I probably could use another 3 or 5 more pounds. But I did it by eating protein 3 times a day, only organic food. Doing my physical therapy every other day, having either a baked yam or a potato every night, loaded with butter. I loved it. Because I'm trying to gain weight, I indulged in this organic ice cream that I talk about all the time, and
let's not forget tequila at 5.
And tequila at 5, and love with my honey. So. I'll say
she said it's sensational. I had Suzanne sign that.
Sensational.
And frankly, it's sensational. I put that between my legs while I'm watching TV, and my kids and all their teenage friends think it's hilarious, but they do it too.
Yeah.
They sit around with me and do it with their arms, finding a way to do their biceps and triceps. It is the kind of thing you can throw in your suitcase because it doesn't take up any space.
Do you know, if you tried to hire Sharon Stone to say that, the price would be astronomical. She just said it, and she's right. It is. It's so simple. I have it next to my bed. I have it in the kitchen. I had one in the living room. Caroline says everywhere you go in your house there's a ThighMaster, because I like to leave them out, because you're not even thinking I'm talking to you, but I might just like put it between my legs and do 10 or 15. And when you do it, think about your core, your stomach muscles. Pull your muscles in and just sit up straight.
The individual ThighMaster is sold out, but the toning system, which is where you get the ThighMaster,
oh, that's even better,
is for sale on the website.
Can you show me the ButtMaster, Al?
ThighMaster, get the ButtMaster as well. ButtMaster,
and also, and I don't think you need to work up with it. The ButtMaster. You want, the butt. The Kardashians really brought the butt into. So you put this. I can't because of the awkwardness of this chair. You put this ButtMaster on the outside of your knees, okay? And you put the ThighMaster between your knees, and you can work the butt, the glutes, the inner thighs, your core, all at the same time, and then you can use the ThighMaster for your upper body. I'm sorry, I just hiccup. What's the price of the toning system, Caroline? The 2 products?
It's $59.99, I believe, for both of them.
You can't buy any gym equipment for that, and this works, and you can travel with it. It goes in your suitcase. You want to take that?
And also, as we age, especially for women, they talk about how important resistance is for keeping your bones strong.
And Kegel.
You have to do some kind of resistance training.
And when you do
you can do these on your arms and do some on your legs, you've got some resistance.
And I see an awful lot of commercials, because I've watched a lot of television this year, for leakage. And these are like pads that women wear, and
well, that's right. They do that demo, right?
What demo?
Where they pour.
Oh yeah, they pour it on the
blue
thing.
Stuff
yeah,
on one.
And you can still wear your pants, and nobody knows you peed your pants.
Right.
Okay. The ThighMaster.
Actually, you know who else does that demo?
Who?
Mr. Pillow.
MyPillow.com.
That's right. He does that.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, the ThighMaster, you put it between your legs and squeeze, but you think about your Kegel muscles while you're doing it. Think about not only your inner thighs, but think about your Kegels, and then think about your core muscles of your stomach. And you do that, you won't have any problem with leakage. I don't have problem with leakage, and it's just a natural part of all the muscles relaxing as we age, and it's embarrassing.
You know what's really admirable?
What?
Is that you grew up having leakage.
What do you mean?
Because the crazy house you lived in.
Oh, I wet the bed.
That's right.
Oh, I wet the bed every night.
Yeah.
Any of you wet the bed? Oh my God, that was so awful.
And there was an alarm bell that would go off and a light flash.
My mother, a guy came, people used to come to your front door, knock on the door, and our mothers would open the door and let them in. So a guy knocks on the door one day from the night dry company. And does anybody in your family have issues with bedwetting? My mom went, yeah. All three of my no, Danny and me, but mainly it was me. I wet my bed every night, and I have since found that it was from the absolute stress of living in that craziness. And so here's what Mr. Night Dry Company sold to my. Well, that's where I get the 1-800 core gene. She got it at the front door, Fuller Brush Man and the Night Dry Company, and I eventually became an Avon lady, so I'm like in this stuff. So you put this screen on your bed. I remember telling Jay Leno this. Put a screen on your bed, and then over the screen you put a pillowcase. So that's the size it is, and you don't drink any water before you go to bed. And the screen is so sensitive to moisture that if one drop of liquid hits it, a bell goes off and a buzzer goes off, and you wake up like this, and it won't go off until you get out of bed and take that pillowcase off and dry it off and get it all dry and go pee and turn it on. It's just like this whole thing that happens. Well, it doesn't take long before your brain goes, let's not go through that. And I stopped wetting the bed because of the Night Dry Company. So anyway, one night I'm on.
It worked, huh?
It worked. So one night I'm on Jay Leno's show, and I love Jay, but he's really uncomfortable with talking about anything personal like that. And there was a look on his face that was. He did something so nice a couple of years ago. I forget the circumstance was.
He made a flip comment
about my when I first talked about that I was fired from Three's company, and that it was unfair and the men were being paid 10 to 15 times more, and then they fired me because they wanted all the women to know, if we can get rid of Suzanne Somers, the number one on the number one show, all of you are in serious jeopardy. And so Jay Leno made a flippant comment of and he mentioned what I was making, which in the big picture was not a lot of money by television standards, but for anybody else, you go, well, I'd like that. But I was comparing to, why are the men being paid 10 to 15 times more? So Jay Leno said, what does she want? She's getting this. And he was wrong. He said, she's getting $150,000 a week, and I wasn't. That's what John Ritter was getting. And so I said something publicly about, Jay Leno doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what? Jay Leno called me and he said, I'm so sorry. He said, tell me exactly what happened. I told him, he said, I will so correct this. I am so sorry. That's a cool guy. And with the egos in our business, for him to go out of his way to make that call, love that guy. He's a good guy. That's my story.
Okay, well.
What?
It's 6:05.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Time flies.
Oh, you know what you're having for dinner tonight that I made you? You do? Oh.
I do.
Oh, well, I'm going to tell them.
Okay.
We're having fresh steamed artichoke with a dill dip. We're having a ribeye steak that I've marinated, and I'm using Caroline sauce, and she'll tell you in a minute what it is. And I'm making homemade French fries in coconut oil. That's a good dinner. What's the sauce? What's the sauce? I have a little bit left, and I saved it for tonight.
Oh, it's green harissa. It's a North African. It's sort of like a North African pesto.
It's awesome. So that's our dinner.
Chilies and lemon and cumin, and it's very good.
Well, what a fun show. So I'll see you all on Wednesday. And Wednesday, is it a cocktail show, Caroline, or is it a cooking show?
It sure is. Wednesday is Cinco de Mayo.
Oh. Why don't we have tequila? Okay.
Shockingly, we're going to have tequila.
Okay. All right. Good night, everybody. I love you dearly. I'll see you Wednesday and hopefully Friday.